Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and of course, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. So, no, it's not lunchtime. It is the after-school special show. We're still working on getting an amazing intro for the after-school special show. So, you know what, folks, we can't meet with for lunch on Friday. You know what? We just meet them after school. So this is, the afternoon. My work day is done. I'm looking at my work laptop. If they send me anything now, I'm not paying attention to it. So I just gotta chill, decompress with all of you. And of course with my co-host Fat Steven Seagal. How are you doing?
Wait, am I live?
You are live and in
color. Honestly, I totally forgot we had a Tuesday show. I'm glad you reminded me because I was just chilling out. I'm excited because literally I game a lot on my channel. I do a lot of gaming. Yeah, but the early access for Battlefield starts at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. So tonight, how you look at it. So I've been prepping everything, new overlays, everything for the stream. I'm excited. It's like I finally get to play something I'm probably going to scream at for the next 3 years. So I can't wait to play this. Other than that, yeah, it's freaking October,
dude.
We're close to Christmas.
I know, right? Literally, there's the
I got 14 days till I age another year, and I don't like it.
There's it, dude. My birthday is next month.
Mine's on 14 days. You're like, how old you can be? Old enough for you not to care.
I'm like 29 and holding, and that's what I'm freaking gonna say. But yeah, it's just like it's weird. Oh, super sticker. Let's see what Deranged Lunatic. Thank you so much, my dear, for that 99-cent super sticker. What is it?
I don't know what it is. I haven't opened up my TV shirt up.
It is. It's a beautiful rose. Thank you so much, my dear. I wanted to daffodil. He's such an awesome supporter of so many channels. So thank you so very much. Yeah, it's weird being down here and it's like fall everywhere else. So I'm used to like looking outside and the leaves kind of starting to change. There's no leaves changing,
It's the same way here. It's been crazy. Like honestly, YouTube's been a fantastic success. A lot of people we got to meet. I don't know how to describe it. I got my first gaming channel actually popped up my channel. 100K gaming channel actually subbed to the channel yesterday. And I was like, verified and everything. And I was just sitting there going,
you know what? Speaking of gaming, I just saw something that's gonna make me get my Nintendo Switch.
That Sora is now in Smash Brothers.
No, Kingdom Hearts is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
About time. So which Kingdom Hearts? Because there's like 800 of them. So
I
you get
know.
all.
There's like
You're not gonna
50.
stream for weeks, hours.
I don't know. All I know is I'm excited about this because I used to play it with my nephew. He absolutely loved the game. He would like do his own cosplay for Sora, and I used to like help him with it. And I remember when I first took him to Disney World, he like had his like Sora cosplay that he wore like in the parks. It was so cool. So I saw this and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna
That's awesome.
check this out. And then I'll have a loser sweepstakes gaming channel probably where you guys can watch me just fail miserably while I'm trying to figure out how to play these darn games again.
It's not that hard, but like, yeah, it's gaming is pretty much something I enjoy. It's just here, I'll share this too because I want to be a douche, but like, I'm a huge. I like games where you like, especially with the way YouTube is, that you can bring as many people on. It becomes a talk fest, but like we can have everyone from cross platforms and just has a good time. And so this is I'll share quickly. That's the one I wait for. I know we got a special guest in the back too,
You
but that's
sure
coming
do.
tomorrow.
You know what? I remember when I used to have time to like game like this.
Ooh,
I don't
and
anymore like I used to.
And the rings are done. Script showed me the final prototype. We're doing one for female size hands as well as larger hands, and they're done. And we can't wait for people to start ordering them. I'm so happy. Other than that, let's bring them out.
Yeah, let's bring in our guest. So, folks, I'm very excited about this guest. Any friend of Mandy's, yeah, they're friends of mine too.
The question is Mandy give him a shopping list too?
That's a good question
Yeah,
to
it is a good
ask
question.
him.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
we'll ask him that in a minute. So, folks, please welcome Oasi.V of Oasi
Oh,
Comics. How are you doing, my dear?
sexy
I'm doing
back.
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Glad that you're here.
Can I have that PlayStation light behind you? You don't need that. I do. Can I just have that PlayStation button light behind you?
We can share it. Move in.
All right, cool. Can I have the couch or the bookshelf? Because I'll just sleep right on top of the anime whenever books are back there.
You'll sleep on the couch. So I have this little man cave slash office where I do everything out of, and legit, it's a pull out. I don't know what you guys call it, like a sofa bed, and you can crash there, man. All yours.
I like him already. All right, cool. I'll be sending you my resume of failures.
That works.
All right.
Failures tell a lot more about a person than victories do.
I know. If you can't fail, how can you grow?
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. Well, folks, what definitely is not a failure, as all of you amazing people. Yes, that too. Man, you're going to have a whole lot of fun roasting me on this particular show.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Let me get my Neil Diamond panties. I'm ready to go. Sorry.
Let me welcome the chat in here because there's 13 of you folks in here at Oasi.V as our guests. So let's see, who do we have? We have Snortopoopus Cuber. Thank you for being a channel member, my dear, who says hello, humans and other critters. Well, good to see you too. We have Keely Chow who says, hey, everybody. Every time I see Keely, I have to say roll tide. I have to say roll tide. And let's see. And we have Kaylee D in the chat. So good to see you, my dear. As always, she says, hey, thank you. Kaylee and a couple of other folks. You guys are so great at retweeting when I go live and streams that I have coming up, because that not only helps me, but gives exposure to the guest who's going to be on the show. So I do appreciate that.
I don't know. I feel matched
I.
by his greatness right now. I don't know. That pink hat, man. I can't do that.
So look, the pink, it's just all about the swag. You just gotta feel it. Just gotta feel it, and put it on and make it yours. When you come over and you're sleeping on the couch, I'll let you try it on.
It's the first time someone's offered me the couch, and I didn't feel like I just got sent to the doghouse. I feel like I got an upgrade this time.
I'll tell you this. I spend most of my time in this room. I would say 20 out of my 24 hours out of the day are in here. So you are definitely getting the better room.
Damn straight.
There you go.
Even Seagal needs it.
Well, Zax, hello, and thank you for being a channel member. Says hi, Lorena, and I see there's the member emojis just thrown out there, the spice and my piece of art and some more spice. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We have Andrew 46 and 2 who says hello all. Well, hello to you, my dear. No, you're not in detention again. You're not in detention again. You're okay.
Give it 20
Again,
minutes.
what got him in detention the first time?
I don't know. I don't recall.
This is a story that I need somebody to tell me.
Yeah, Snortapoopas. Does it? Well, Snortapoopas. Does it have to do with Pinellas County? That's all I want to know. He's from Pinellas County, so every time we have the Welcome to Florida show, I don't know if you see that. So, like, I have the Welcome to Florida show on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we usually have like a ton of Florida Man stories to the point where we had an episode where we played Florida Man bingo, and all we did was just read stories, Florida Man stories. And poor Snortapoopas, I think it was near the end of the show.
Oh,
maybe one story was from Pinellas County. Usually we have several.
You know, if so, wait, you're out of Orlando, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I am currently in Orlando myself.
Oh my God, my panties! I'm sorry.
It's not a very long trip for you, Reina.
Not a very long trip at all.
I'm actually originally from Miami, and as you guys can see, moved up to Orlando because property value in Miami was just too expensive. So I decided to spend my money up here.
Ah, so you're born and raised in Miami, as my relatives would say. My parents left the state of Florida in the mid 70s. They moved to cold ass Philadelphia.
Why would they do that?
Had to do a lot with jobs at the time. Just the one thing about Florida is just like they don't. Well, my mother would say it's just like Florida, they don't want to pay you. So they basically picked up, moved to like Philadelphia with some other cousins who had moved up here too. And they were the only ones from down here who moved up there. Everyone else was just like, no, we are not. We're not moving. We're not moving down there at all.
you trade those extra dollars for cold. You know, it's really what the trade-off is.
Yeah, and I hated it. I did not like living in cold weather at all.
As a resident Canadian here, y'all got nothing to complain about with cold right now. I moved from Miami to Orlando. We lost 3 degrees. We got snow. We got blizzards. Penguins holding our Wi-Fi routers. That's what Explorer says. Don't ask.
Y'all the same Canadians who like pass out when the temperature goes above 70 degrees.
I got burnt like bacon. Only my nose did when I went to Cuba.
Y'all catching heat strokes. But yes, I actually work in for a long time. I worked in management, and I would send offer letters, and we would headhunt certain individuals in the field that I work in. And one of the offers or the things that we would tell them is like, hey, we're not paying, you know, your going rate. It's, you know, $15,000 less than what your position would be, but it's summer year round. And that was legitimately our offer, and people would take it. They'll be like, yeah, 15 grand for summer? Sure, why not?
It saves on winter clothes.
It does. There's some things where the cost of living is lower, and you know that's kind of the trade-off. It's like the pay rate isn't as high. I'll take IT out of that equation because IT is a little different. They kind of, that's one of those industries where it's like, okay, yeah, we'll wind up paying you maybe not as much as the Northeast, but it's enough where if there's people like me, I mean, I brought my job with me, but a lot of them are just like, I don't have to shovel snow. All right, cool. Where do I sign it? I'll be right there.
Saving on the heating bill. Yeah, it's definitely it has its ups and downs.
But, yeah, that hurricane season is something else.
Florida welcomes everyone. I'll just say that. Why are you Seagal, why are you so close to the camera?
Close to the camera. I just want to get close to your greatness, and I can just do that. Is that better?
Okay. Sure.
How's it going?
It doesn't make me uncomfortable at all.
They say that in my movies.
When it gets cold here, people wearing the winter coats are the ones visiting from the north.
Sorry about that. Let me get rid of the barker here. All of us.
Is that the one that looks like Ein?
This is. You want to see them before I get rid of them?
Yeah.
Hold on,
get rid of them. What do you do?
Here he is.
Looks more legit than Cowboy Bebop on Netflix.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. They had a leash on them.
They had to put a leash on them, right?
So cute. Yeah, we're just kind of like, what's wrong with this picture? Ein doesn't have a leash at all.
Ein is probably smarter than half of the cast.
Oh yeah.
Keely, I'll think about it. I don't think Nina wants to wake up and see fat Steven Seagal beside her as a neighbor. How's it going?
You would be. It's funny. You'd be surprised when I left, because I pretty much I said I'm done. I was gonna move to Florida. You could not get a U-Haul right away. I mean, I didn't, but anyone who tried to get one, they were like, either it's a couple of weeks or you have to go somewhere else, because the mass exodus that's coming from the Northeast down here. Literally, people are just like picking up their jobs and moving. A couple of huge hedge funds just moved to Miami. So people are like shifting their operations, and people like me were like, we're already working remotely. Why don't we want to move someplace, that we actually want to be? And that's what's going on now.
Yeah. So it's I was actually all for the income of the Northerners to South Florida until the prices of property started going up even further. There was a particular apartment for anybody who's watching who understands anything about Miami, right next to Doral City Place. The apartment about a year ago was $1,600, one bedroom.
What?
I was just checking it out the other day. It's $2,200 now, and it's just a year difference. So I was not expecting the price to go up that fast, and I think I am permanently relocating to Orlando because it's much cheaper here.
It is. It's funny because I went to college in Orlando like years ago. That I care to mention. And when I started looking at real estate prices and stuff here, I said, "Holy crap, what happened?" And then I looked at Miami. I said, "Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't complain about Orlando."
Exactly. Wait, Fat Steven Seagal. I said $1,600 for a one-bedroom apartment. You sounded surprised.
That's U.S. That's like almost what, $3,000 Canadian now. With what you're saying it's up to now, like the exchange rate would be killer. But is that including amenities like your hydro and all your like? No, I'm out. I'd rather rent a Maytag box and live in an alley and pretend I'm like Damon Wayans or Drew or Jim Carrey trying to fight over a pickle.
Yeah, living out here. So here, funny story. Miami just passed Los Angeles as the second most expensive city to live in.
You have got to be kidding me. And I used to live in LA.
It just passed Los Angeles. The only place more expensive in America to live in is New York.
Well, at least in the state of Florida, at least in Florida, you don't have to pay payroll taxes for now.
True. They get you with the tolls.
Oh, God, yeah. I give SunPass so much of my freaking money. Every time I say, guess what? We just took more money out of your account. Took more money out of your account. You can either take the tolls or sit in the traffic. I'm like, nah, I can't do that.
The main question is, how much pizza did you have to buy to get your friends to help you to move?
To me or to
you?
Right, to me, not at all. I bribed my father to help me out.
You're still young. You're vibrant. Pick up the crap. Move it over here.
Smart. Wow.
I pay $600 American for a 2-bedroom. Where do you live?
Where?
Quebec.
He's in Quebec.
Okay, that's not all right. Yeah, I might have to move to
Wow.
No, don't go near Canada. Don't go near Canada. No.
I don't think I've ever. No. Man, I don't think I've ever paid that low before.
The last time anyone in my family was paying that low was when we were in the projects. So. In the ghetto. Exactly.
So, every time I hear that tune pops in my head, and I forget what show it's from.
Oh, it's interesting. I remember I had to visit relatives who lived in the projects. It was an interesting experience, let me tell you.
It was a good time. Community. It teaches you values that you try to unlearn a few years later.
Like super glue your Nikes to your feet when you go to sleep at night.
Don't wear your Nikes outside your house, period.
No.
No. Cover them in plastic bags so they don't look new.
Well, folks, we have Oasi.V here as our guest. So let me ask the baseline question we always ask people. What are your memories of lunchtime at school?
I thought it was, who was your daddy and what does he do? Oh, wait, sorry. That's
we'll answer both. We can answer both questions.
Okay.
What are my memories about lunch in school? Was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Getting my Pokemon cards taken by my teacher. Yes, there you go.
Say it ain't so.
So it was the teacher's assistant ended up taking, and I've never forgiven her for this. She ended up taking my Pokemon cards, saying that we couldn't have them during lunch, which was absolute BS. Everybody else had Pokemon cards.
Right.
And then when I went to ask for my Pokemon cards back at the end of the day, she's like, "Oh, I don't know where they were." Come to find out, she actually ended up giving her to her son, who was another student in the school. So she took them from us just to be able to give it to her son. And my mom came through, filed a report and everything, and just nothing came of it because they couldn't prove that they were my cards to begin with. But that is my memory from lunch. Also, the horrible chocolate milk bags and the stale pizza.
Which was a square or triangle?
Rectangle.
Thank God, because triangle pizza is better.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because up here in Canada, like we had like pizza day or hamburger day, right? So what we would do is the teacher would say, "Okay, hamburger day or pizza is coming up." You get the form, you bring it up to your parents, they fill out how much you wanted, how many burgers, how many drinks, whatever. They give the money, send it back, and then when that day came, you open up the boxes they ordered from wherever, and you just become a fatty for like a couple hours.
Oh no, the pizza here, it wasn't ordered. It was like legit, like the microwavable pizza that they would get in bulk, in mass. And it was just like a little rectangle pizza. It was horrible.
Like cardboard. It wasn't like the New York style pizza you fold up. We didn't get that till like after school. Then
I've heard stories that if you fold those pizza slices up just right, you can turn them into ninja stars and actually impale the walls with them. That's how hard they were.
Listen, if we fold them up just right, we won't be able to lift it by how heavy they are because they're legit. They were like legitimate, made out of concrete. They were horrible.
Sounds like my ego.
And yes, milk bags. You guys have
No, I've heard of a milk box.
Like Capri Sun, right? But they were see-through.
I have not seen milk bag.
Yeah, they were legitimately. It was like a round bag, and legit, you would just poke the hole in it with a straw, and it was, that's what it was.
I have never seen that.
I went to elementary school and middle school in Rochester, New York. So I was closer to Canada than I was New York City, up there in the Buffalo area.
Yeah.
So that's what we had there. I never went to middle school or elementary school in Miami. I got here for high school. So I don't know how it is here.
Hold on, Reina. I think I found it. Is this it?
Which one?
That's it?
I have never seen that.
That's it.
That's like the hacky sack you don't want to blow up.
I have never seen that. But you know what? I'm gonna get back to this whole Pokemon card thing. I'm pissed, but I wasn't even there. And I
had a holographic Dragonite. I was so pissed.
Oh, those were first gens, right?
Dude, I was what? I was 8 or 7. So this is when that was first blowing up. Like those were
90s.
Yeah, exactly. It was my age is equivalent to like the year. So I was 7 when it was 97, because I was born in 1990. So yeah, it was some great first editions and gone to never be seen again.
Yeah.
Can you sue them now?
Can I sue them now? I would try, but then then it was a mystery. It's like, Stefan, why do you have sticky fingers? And I'm like, well, I learned it from my teachers. How about that?
Oh man, Charizard, brah.
I never got a Charizard. I had a Charmeleon was the most I ever had. And actually, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have the see-through purple Game Boy back there and Pokemon Red right behind my head. Right there.
Oh, nice.
Play it all the time.
Nice. Hey, Pod Racing Palpatine. Well, let's see. First of all, let's talk comics, because I love bringing to like independent comics, artists, and it doesn't hurt that you're cute too. So I had to bring on my show.
Oh my god!
Thank you.
But anyway,
I'm gonna ride this into success.
oh,
Honestly.
please do, please do, please do. So, first of all, how did you get into comics to begin with?
So initially, in my early 20s, I got with a buddy of mine who is actually my editor now, and we wanted to make video games at first because my first love is actually video games.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to go ahead get into video games, but we realized how difficult and how expensive it would be to do so. So we're like, all right, what is another medium that we can take these stories that we've already started and be able to tell them for, a lower cost? And we're like, let's do comic books. It's much cheaper, easier to get into.
Mm-hmm.
10 years later, here we are still struggling to make it happen. But, it's definitely how that started. But yeah, if we were to go all the way back to my first exposure to comic books, it's the animated shows. X-Men,
Mm.
Spider-Man, the Batman animated show.
Oh yes.
X-Men was off the chain.
I'm sorry, when that Spider-Man Fox Kids dropped, and all you'd hear is that digital reverb of the voice going Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Then they do the really crappy CGI of him going through. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the one. So that was awesome. That to me was like my first exposure. And growing up in the hood, I didn't have any comic books shops around me. So I had to kind of do with whatever was available, like at Walmart or Target or whatever we can find. And yeah, I didn't actually start buying my own comics until I was in my early 20s when we started to do some research to adapt Alexander at the time into a comic book, and it's been a passion ever since.
Awesome. Yeah, I always like to ask people kind of like why or how they get into it. So it's interesting that you talk about the fact that there weren't comic shops, around you.
Yeah, there weren't any at all. Honestly, it wasn't something that was. I'm being distracted by all this beauty that he
Yeah, no,
has there.
he'll do that and just remind me of like my stash that I've got locked up that I didn't have a chance to bring down, and it's like all in storage and everything.
So yeah, there weren't any comic book shops around me, and honestly, being a nerd
hard.
Was hard at the time. So I had to hide my nerdisms from everyone. As soon as we got out of middle school,
yeah,
I had to legitimately become some type of jock, and I got into wrestling, football, all the other type of stuff. And but as soon as I would get home, yeah, I used to wrestle.
Nice.
As soon as I would get home, it was immediately a switch would flip, and I was right into nerd mode. And yeah, and that continued until damn near my mid-20s, and eventually I was just like, it's just gonna be a nerd period. I'm okay with that. So yeah.
It's interesting because you're recalling some stuff that's like familiar to me. It's like when I was in school, it was not cool to let on that that you were nerd, and you either only talked about that very briefly with like a core group of friends, but it was not, it was public knowledge. You weren't like out like say, hey, we're going to go play D&D this weekend. You weren't talking about
right that. It was like a secret society. Like there would be a few other people that you knew were nerds as well. And then you guys would do your thing secretly, but it was like legit. It was like we were creeping through the shadows just so that people wouldn't find out that we would get home and watch Dragon Ball Z, like if our life depended on it. So and it bothers me that now being a nerd is so. Can we curse on here? Can we?
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes in. Go for it.
All right, cool. We're good to go. I'll save the cursing, but it bothers me that now it's cool to be a nerd, and it's like, really, like we couldn't be cool back then when I was actually growing up and making friends.
Do you think it wasn't that it wasn't cool back then, or was that it wasn't comfortable enough in a setting to be a nerd without having half of the school chase you down and put your underwear over your head, and you try to make it home without explaining why you have stretch marks all of a sudden?
It might be the setting. Right, because I can only speak to the setting that I grew up in. So it might have been the setting, but yeah, and I'm not gonna say that I wasn't one of those guys chasing people around.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, hey man, I had to do it. If not, they would suspect it was me as well.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to, let on that that you have like nerd tendencies. Like I
No.
tell this story that when I used to go to conventions when I had the time to go, and I would go and people would mistake me for the talent. I'm like, no, I'm here for the sci-fi convention. That's what I'm here for. And they're just like, no, we don't believe you. Like, even when I told Fat Steven that I used to be a cheerleader in high school, he was just like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I actually was. That was the cover,
But it was hard for me because I had to go to school dressed as Sailor Moon. And they were like, I'm not touching him.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I wasn't dressed like Sailor Moon. Oh, come on. No, man, that draft would hurt me.
I was going to say, I haven't dressed like Sailor Moon since I did Dragon Kai years ago. But, we don't really bring that up too much.
Yes, we do.
We don't bring that one up too much.
Was I the only one? Hold on, time out. Since we're on the subject of Sailor Moon.
I watched it religiously. I still have all the Deke dubs, the English original Deke dubs, not the Viz Media. Those are the crappy ones. Deke dubs all the way. Meatball Head, the songs over top. I even had the CDs.
Now, that's a little too far. But
no, it's not.
What I was going to say is, was I the only one who was legitimately caught off guard that the guy in the black tuxedo was the same person as the guy in the white tuxedo? Was I the only one who didn't see that coming?
You mean Darien or the Moonlight Knight?
I forget his name, but weren't they the same guy?
Darien was the Prince of Earth, but all their memories were wiped, right? But there was still that undying love when they were sent to Earth in the future to protect the Moon Kingdom and all their legacy. Oh my God, I know too much about Sailor Moon. I'm gonna be shocked.
I have to go back and look at it. Right now, I kind of have other anime that I'm like looking at. Plus, there's there's the
you got time for anime nowadays?
I had to make time. The reason why is because it was just like American comics just got so crappy, and with what they were doing in like Star Wars and Star Trek, and I wasn't into Doctor Who, but doing stuff with that, I'm just like, that's nuts. So I just started going back. I remember the anime that I used to watch. So that's why I went back and I watched Cowboy Bebop, because I have like a monthly anime show on my channel where it's like me, 4 other ladies, and we just pick one to just like talk about. So that's what, I know Fat Steven's so freaking happy he's in that group.
He's like, poor, like, and that fat bastard over there.
You get to hang out with
it was almost canceled last week
on screen, and we're just nerding out, about anime. But I just had to make time for it because I wanted to actually enjoy what I was watching. And when I binged watched Demon Slayer, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't remember. I forgot television was that good. And then I saw the Demon Slayer movie and was completely screwed up at the end of that one. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen the movie. I've seen the series.
And another good one. It's at 186 episodes. If you can, I binged through it in a month. Is Black Clover. It's up that top tier.
I started it. It was a little rough. It was a little rough at first.
Wait till the sword starts possessing him. It gets better.
Spoiler much?
My gosh, it's really So let's ask in. Lorena just debunked the whole cheerleader being airheads and trope by being a nerd. Yeah, I was. They couldn't figure out why I was so strange. Like, no, I'm a cheerleader. What you talking about? Nah.
That was your cover.
That was my cover. I've been told it's not fair when I play stupid.
Now, who do you think got beat up? Who do you think got beat up more? The Star Trek nerds that were out in the open, or the ones that like video games, computer games, and like comic books? Who do you think got the better beating?
The Star Trek nerds.
Yeah, they did, because they were just like out.
They were just out.
It was when you're going around and you're like throwing up the Vulcan salute, it's they're pretty much made
live long and wedgie
as a freaking a target.
Video games weren't too rough.
Which ones?
Yeah. Video games weren't too bad. If you were a video game fan, it wasn't too bad back in the day.
That was okay. That's if you were playing video games, that pretty much that got you by. You didn't have your nerd card, revealed too much. That one. Grumpy Old Ninja Kentaro, Lorena Creole, Sailor Moon cosplay from you. Please do share more. That's all I'm going to share.
For chat, the hashtag for the Sailor Moon stuff is hashtag go on.
Hashtag. maybe one day I'll do that again, but
5K.
I just did. I went to Dragon Con and I hadn't done cosplay before and wound up doing Sailor Moon because I like Sailor Moon, and people stopped me and were like, "Oh, can I take a picture with you?" I'm like, "Why?"
Well,
I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
At conventions. I really did not know that. And literally I kept getting stopped with people asking to take pictures with me. I'm like, okay.
I was gonna say this: if my campaign hits 3K, Lorena will share her Sailor Moon cosplay pictures.
I will back that as I find new show to co-host.
I may have to
Look at the red on the face. Look at the red on the faces. Oh my God, Neil Diamond.
It's bad enough I did a cheerleader stream.
Hey, that was the best ever.
All
Okay,
right.
you can't lie. Remember Drunk in the Napa?
That 3K and you get the Samba outfit. I did agree to that.
How about this? Instead of Sailor Moon, we get her to dress up as one of the female characters from Demon Slayer, so she gets to do something she likes, and people get to enjoy Demon Slayer. Look at that. You gotta buy a new kimono. They can use the house coat around the house. It's a double win. I'm gonna shut up now.
There's already socks. I'm already getting the Nezuko socks, and the Tanjiro blanket. Oh God, yeah, that's pretty freaking bad. It's pretty bad. Then I hear there's like an anime convention in Orlando. I guess they have one. So
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, I'll probably be at that one, blowing all my money too.
I have a question though. Like I'm looking at the Veil Walker, and I'm looking at that outfit. I'm getting like a weird like Destiny Hunter kind of feel to him, and I'm wondering where that whole costume came from, or his suit.
So, are you referring to the transformation?
Like transform anything like that? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So what came of the transformation is me trying to figure out how to make a transformation seem plausible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the actual transform state, you can still see elements of his suit in it.
You have
right there. Yeah. So you can still kind of see some elements of the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And what we really wanted to do is like, how do we turn that into either an exoskeleton or armor? And then we just kind of kept developing from there. And yeah, it was tough. It actually took almost a year for me to finalize that design because we just had so many variants of it that I just couldn't make up my mind. And eventually I threw up a quarter, and whichever paper it landed on is what we were going to go with. So,
but that's brilliant though, because now you have all those variants you can use for different situations, and have those variant costumes for different issues in the book. How it gets more popular and more issues come out. If you plan on doing that, it'll
develop. The transformation will develop. The look will develop. It'll grow with Alexander as the story progresses. So, there's a lot of story to tell, and hopefully, you guys support and.
Well, what is the story? Because the art is what grabs me. But so what is the story for people who have no idea?
Sure. So the short is, what do you get when you mix Spawn, John Constantine, and James Bond? And no, it's not Fat Steven Seagal. It's the Veil Walker, right? And then in regards to the world, what do you get when you mix either The Sopranos or The Godfather with something like Harry Potter? You get the world of the Veil Walker, the world that the Veil Walker takes place in. So really, to explain a little more in detail, the Veil Walker itself takes place in a world where a very small population, a percentage of the population is born with something called the gift. And the gift allows them to use their mana or their spiritual essence to cast magic. And there was an order that was put together well over 500 years ago to protect these people from not just regular man and woman, but also from creatures from beyond the veil called Veil Spawn. And we'll explore sort of what this order is doing and how they do it as the story progresses. But this particular arc, this first issue as well, focuses on our main character, which is Alexander Salvador. His position within this order is called the Grand Inquisitor. And he gets noticed that a Twitch streamer, of all things, disappears live.
Magical powers gained from the gods.
He disappears live on Twitch stream, and Alexander is sent to investigate, and that's where our story pops off.
I have a question for the Veil Spawn. Are they the ones that feed off the powers of the Veil Walker?
You could say something like that. The most I can tell you is Veil Spawn are attracted to the gifted. Right, so they will hunt the gifted more than they would regular people.
It's giving me a Dr. Sleep vibe in a way.
Yeah. I actually saw the movie at one point, and there are some similarities there. There was a bit of influence there. I always said if the Veil Walker ever got a live action adaptation, it would look kind of like that Dr. Sleep movie.
Yeah, I like the eye art. That's great. I'm a real lover of like the blue light because I'm seeing a lightsaber, but I just like the way it focuses in. I like that effect on a lot of shit. And that's usually what grabs me on wallpapers and stuff. So that's brilliant.
I was inspired by Spawn. Do you remember how Spawn used to have like the ziggly zaggly energy eye?
The green.
That sort of is what inspired me. Now, Spawn is a huge influence actually on just the look of the Veil Walker and whatnot. So
you can tell kind of like in the. Because I didn't put my finger on it until you said Spawn, but that's kind of like what I get. Because I know, especially with like the cape, because Spawn's cape is kind of like alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very dynamic.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason that we went with the trench coat was so that we had something to play with, right? When he's moving around and give him some motion, and the trench coat sort of is able to express that speed and that direction.
Let's see.
Right there. Yeah. Right there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So, but back in the day, it wasn't like that little highlight line. Like I have it as well. It used to be like they would draw like the little lightning, and it was pretty cool. I actually like that more, but you know.
Hey, Rogue Disney, and Teresa's in here too. So good to see you guys. And Dennis actually has a question for you. Oasi, will your Kickstarter go into demand? I guess you meant Indiegogo, right?
Yeah. The Indiegogo will not go into demand. We will not extend. I want to move on as quickly as possible to issue 2.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know or haven't heard me say it for the millionth time, the campaign closes on the 8th. We will be delivering the PDF the week of the 10th. And the book would actually be shipped the week before Halloween. So I plan to completely finish fulfillment by mid-November.
Nice.
I have a second question though.
Yes.
Is there any plans in the future for either people who back your project, whether for the second issue or now, that you're going to 3D print off some masks or his blade?
The Mask of the Blade, no. But I will say this. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Red Valkyrie. You know, she's huge, right? She actually did a cosplay, and we're going to be putting up a tier later today where we're actually selling off her cosplay.
So a pin-up poster in a way, you're pretty much saying.
No, we are legitimately selling off her cosplay. The cosplay that she used.
Oh, the whole cosplay costume.
The whole costume that she made, we are selling it off. But I do have a 3D print of something, which if you give me a sec, let me grab it. Let me show you guys.
Go ahead. Teresa says, excellent fulfillment in a timely manner. Well done. Yeah, I think this is going to be an early birthday present from me to me.
I'm honestly looking at it and I'm getting the whole Spawn vibe before he was transformed into Spawn. Like it has that feel. And I'm just like, yeah.
All right. I am back. So let me show you this, guys.
Oh my God. I was about to ask that next.
That is nice.
Is that going to be like an actual statue coming in the future?
This is actually going to be available for issue 2.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Is it coming?
Oh, wow.
Sorry, is it coming grayscale so they can paint it themselves, or are you actually going to get a primer and a printer put on afterwards with the paint?
So we are going to provide 2 different options. The grayscale, just like the straight, fresh out of the printer, is going to be cheaper for people to purchase, but obviously they'll paint it themselves if they choose to. And then we're going to have a painted version that's going to be hand painted by the same company that is printing them for us. So that's going to be available right there on issue 2. So, that's one of the many reasons I'm just so eager to move on to the next few issues. We got a lot. We have a whole lot that we're planning and rolling with.
Now, the third question is, this is pretty much for, I'm asking on behalf of Lorena and the other women and people in the chat. Is there going to be a 3D printed statue of you to go along with the other statue? I'm sorry. Sue, come on. You know what? Look. Come on. That was a win. Come on. That was a win. You said I was going to get free reign. You said I was going to do it.
Okay.
I'm not mad at you for asking. I'm just saying. You know me pretty well by now.
Yeah, I do. I'm just trying to see how many shades of red I can get from the guest and the host. That's pretty much my main agenda.
If we have enough demand for it, I will most definitely make a 3D print of myself, and I will personally give it a little kiss right before.
Okay, y'all heard this right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to put just put a little bit of like lipstick on and kiss the bottom bases of all the statues. That'll make a lot more.
Right, like the bottom. So it's
it's like bath water but with lipstick. It's pretty much just sell it right there.
Yeah. But then I'll be known as the guy who put on lipstick to give kisses to his statues.
I don't think they'd care. I really don't think they care. It's like it's a new type of autograph, right? Think about it. Yeah.
I'll do it. If there's enough demand, we will mess around and we will make a 3D print of myself.
And I promise to hand out all my resumes to people who need a new co-host, because this is probably my last show.
All I'm going to say is this, Mandy, if you're watching, you heard the man.
Oh, great question. Great segue. Does Mandy give you shopping lists too?
No, actually, Mandy, me and Mandy got a whole lot to discuss, but no, she does not give me a shopping list. I don't think we're close enough for me to get a shopping list, but the day we do become the day I do get a shopping list, I will know I have made it.
Awesome.
What type of shopping list do you get?
Cheesecake, Tears, Insecurity. Oh, sorry, that's my lifelong
Crisco. You forgot.
No, not Crisco. No, but hey, if I'm gonna throw down, we do have, we have Crisco core. It's a joke, like Lantern Core, but we actually have 3D printed rigs coming, so it's also pretty cool. I'm not kissing them though, because they'll just
then they won't sell.
I'll give them love, but it's just, I don't know. People want to hear just lips are on it. I don't know.
Go through here. Oh, let's see. So you have
that one
covers. Isn't this neat?
I was just gonna say, like, honestly, I'll charge extra and I'll rub anything anybody wants me to rub on the 3D printed statues.
Look at her mind go to the right. Her eyes just went to the right side.
We'll just leave it at that.
That's the time when I do that. That's basically the part of my brain saying, "No, you're too much of a lady to say exactly what you're thinking right now."
I think
just so you guys know, the statues are going to be 7 inches big. So.
Sorry. Sorry. He left it open.
True.
I'm not influenced by bad jokes. It's just part of my charm.
You did. Cool. So you have like 2 variant. It's
look
nice
at her. Look at her trying to move on.
I know. That's what I do.
So yeah, the tiers. I think the tiers are super affordable, right? We have a main issue is just $8 for 25 amazing pages.
Okay.
Yeah, the actual book is going to be bigger than 25 pages, but we have 25 story pages, and then there'll be a few add-on pages there. Mm-hmm. We're even including a preview to issue 2. So there's a splash page from issue 2 that we're going to show in there, because we're making a few changes for issue 2. They're improvements that I wish we could have done for issue 1, but you guys will be able to see that there. And yeah, $3 US shipping. Honestly, it's easy. It's an easy in.
It really is. It really is, especially one that you're fulfilling so quickly. With the turnaround. I think that's like a huge plus, because there's been some campaigns where literally I bought a comic and I didn't get it for like 6 months.
Yeah. No, look, to give you guys like a timeline. So I had actually launched my Kickstarter, I would say, back in March. I did pretty well. We ran for a month. Mm-hmm. I did some research and things sort of happened, and we kind of decided that, Kickstarter isn't the platform for us. Mm-hmm. So we ended up on Indiegogo. You know, I never intended to sort of launch on both platforms, but just after some research and talking to some people, getting some advice, you know, we were like, you know what, it's Indiegogo from here on out. So the book was pretty much completely funded then. Everything that we've done now is just sort of for add-ons and printing and shipping costs. So, like for example, like all the stretch goals, I pretty much already have them here.
Oh,
Right.
so what do we have for the stretch goals here? Are they down here?
And are they also being rubbed with weird stuff?
Okay, you
Upon request.
daggone it.
You-
So you have like cards, and are the stretch goals down here?
Yeah, they're all the way at the bottom.
Okay.
You'll see it.
Okay.
It's a pretty long list. Just a
Whoa,
little
who's
further
that?
up. So that is one of our stretch goals. That is Samantha Redcroft, and she is one of Alexander's proteges.
She's beautiful. The hair almost looks like fire.
Love this.
Yeah,
I love this art.
One thing that we wanted to make sure is that characters were cool and sexy, regardless of if they were male, female, other, whatever it might be.
Thank you. I like that.
I don't know if I couldn't see it, like all the backer stuff, but are any of these pieces coming in poster form or black and white form, or even if you thought about coloring books at all?
Ooh.
I haven't. I wanted to keep the campaign really simple because it will be easier for me to make sure that we fulfill quickly, because that's the main goal, is fulfilling quickly, showing people that we are reliable, that we are here to provide quality and quickly. Walker t-shirts, hey, on my website, where we're making some stuff there. So, but
Nice.
yeah, everything is possible. Coloring books, posters. For example, the George Fornes black and red cover for the next campaign might actually be a poster. We're looking at the logistics of shipping that.
See, like I don't know if I've said this before, but especially with a lot of Indigo creators, even yourself, you guys should also look to see if Display can do stuff like that for you too, and brand the market. Actually, get metallic posters that magnetically can stick to walls, and it's brilliant because you can have all this stuff just vibrantly on people's walls and get them to take pictures. You can actually use it as a highlight in the back of your books too, be like showing your supporters and how much they love your stuff.
I mean, it will look something like this, no?
Oh my God, is a holographic cover?
Yep.
Okay, that's mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's mine. That's mine. Rub your beard on it. I'm good.
No.
If you want it, it's one of our perks. So you can always do
I'm grifting already. I love it. Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I was not sold on the hollow foil covers. I thought that they were too expensive. Personally, I thought that they were going to be too expensive. But my editor was like, "Dude, just get some mock-ups, look at it, hold it in your hand, and then you make that decision." And then when I got it, I was like, "Yeah, like we have to provide this for the people."
It just looks
stunning.
It does, and it really fits in with with the art that you have. It's like it wouldn't overpower it. It just it's the perfect thing to like exactly.
Like it doesn't come through on camera very well because I have like the spotlight right in front of me. But in person, it's absolutely beautiful. Like it looks like his eyes actually have energy, you know?
Yeah. Well, you should look at it this way as well. Like with those types of covers, you're nailing the whole ADHD market that like shiny things like keys that jingle and squirrel and all that stuff. So you're pretty much nailing it.
The shiny Dragonite that got taken from me, but
yeah. Oh, I'm not trying to cause flashbacks. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not really trying to hurt you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I've been going through a nostalgia trip, dude. Like, I've been collecting Pokemon cards. I've been collecting old video games. Like, yeah, don't bring up those old 90s memories.
I the reason why when I feel so bad about video games because when I moved, I gave my PS3 to my 6-year-old nephew because my 6-year-old nephew, he's kind of like on the spectrum. He's so smart. Oh my God, goodness. This kid could tell you about the difference between like red dwarfs and different solar systems. And he's just like that. His brain's constantly moving. It kind of drives his mom, my sister, nuts because she doesn't know how to calm that energy. So when they came to visit me for Thanksgiving one year, I was like, "Hey, you want to play Lego Star Wars?" Didn't hear a peep from this boy. Okay, all he did was just play Lego Star Wars. So when I moved, I gave him my PS3. So it had like Marvel versus Capcom on it. It had Lego Star Wars. It had Harry Potter Star Wars. I couldn't give him Mortal Kombat. I couldn't give him that one. So I did kind of
you know what that means, right? You gotta give him the
What?
Skywalker collection for Lego that's coming out soon.
Probably.
You have to know. That's his birthday present.
Mhm.
He got a computer from me for his birthday.
Never mind.
He got a
He good.
touch-free computer from Auntie. He was happy with that. No, but yeah, I love those like old school video games.
Yeah, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. It's definitely something. It brings back memories. It takes me back to a better time. And actually, I have not told my editor this. It's a secret that I've been doing recently. Is I've been playing Nintendo or these older games in order to sort of get in the mood and get me in my headspace of where like I feel like that kid again, and it really helps me with my creativity right before writing.
That's great because you're attaching yourself to emotional memory that from playing those games, and then it creates that kid environment of what you remember comics were and how you saw it for a first time, how your imagination bloomed because of it. That's actually a great way to do it. That's why Chrono Trigger is in the back, because I'll never be a ginger.
I mean, you could be. Get his hair dye.
Nah, then I'll get yelled at by real gingers. What are you doing?
You're still
funny.
soul. You have a soul.
Somewhere in a box. I don't know where it is.
It's funny you should mention that because it's funny. It's like all the nerds, once you like went to college and you were in like say computer science or engineering and all that, then all of a sudden it was okay because that was your profession. But it's like anytime you go into like any place in IT, like I know where I used to work, every person's desk is a showcase from their childhood. You've got like action figures, you've got all kinds of stuff that's out there just like on your desk, and everybody's just like nerding out over what
Tell
you
me about
have.
it.
I had like a Deadpool plush, and I'm going to my desk. The next thing I know, I see like the senior vice president of IT. He's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just playing with it." I'm like, I couldn't say anything. He's just like, "You're looking at all your
You
stuff."
want to keep him?
Yeah, that's what I almost said. So I almost said, but I'm going, I want my Deadpool, really. So I hope he doesn't ask if he wants it. But it's true. It's like even because I was like living here in Orlando, so it's like I go to the theme parks and everything. So I go in the Japan pavilion at Epcot, and I walk in the Japanese department store, Mitsukoshi department store. I head straight for the Nintendo display, and I'm like, I was pissed I didn't find a blue shell because I wanted a blue shell plush, but they had like Mario and they had Luigi and they had Yoshi, and they just it was grown people just act just like kids going through all of that stuff. And you're right, it helps you really unleash your creativity, or even if you're not trying to be creative, just take you out of the space of where you always have to think all the time.
Yes.
It brings back the innocence.
Yeah, and it's absolutely something I recommend for everybody. I have told every one of my friends, invest whatever you have to do to go get yourself a Game Boy Color, pick up, even if it's an emulated Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue, whatever. Get one of those Pokemon games, and the second you flick it on, you hear the startup and you hear that music start to play. You feel better. You feel like all the weight in the world has just come off your shoulders, even if it's just for those 15 seconds.
That's why.
Oh, go ahead, Bessie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we were explaining earlier before we brought you on. Is the whole like Battlefield thing. For me, 2142 was my jam, and I played that so freaking much, max level, but I still had fun doing it. So it's like having that nostalgia, hopefully being respected and brought back. Like with Pokemon, you would spend hours on end just trying to get that one Pokemon in the grass that would never spawn. Meanwhile, you have that gym trainer who wouldn't leave you the F alone.
Yep.
Cavatinho has an idea for you. Just an idea. Vale Walker beach towels and body pillowcases. Well, Florida Man they did beach towels and
I will do whatever you guys want. Whatever you guys want, I will make it happen. You guys want body pillows of me or Alexander? Because listen, Alexander is the superior specimen here. I will be very honest. We can make it happen.
I think either one would work. Really do. I think
As long as I get to wear
work.
my pink hat.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, that works. That works. That way, when the body pillow's laying on the bed and then the boyfriend walks in, who's this guy on the body pillow? Come on, he's got a pink hat on.
Like, don't worry about it.
You know, don't ask so
about
many
it.
questions.
Yeah, don't ask the question.
Okay, I won't.
So it says Lorena's probably the person who has cool stuff to look at, cool stuff on her desk to look at, but no touching. Yeah, you know what? They touch it when I'm not around. Because one time I bought,
That's how you do it.
I know. One time I busted them, because 1 year I brought back from England a copy of Empire magazine, and it had a cover where when you opened it, it sounded like Darth Vader.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So I had it on my desk, so I knew when somebody was messing with it, they would open it up and I'd hear it. I'm like, okay, who's touched my freaking magazine?
Yeah. It was booby trapped.
Yes.
Toughest decision.
So I gotta ask you though, what are you playing right now that's not to inspire comic creativity? What are you playing as a guilty pleasure? Because I think you're a Fortniter and you're just not telling anyone.
No, Fallout 4.
What?
I am playing Fallout 4 with full modded.
Nice.
Yeah. What was I playing before Fallout 4? I would say, oh god, you guys are gonna. I can't say this.
Animal Crossing.
What? Oh, hey.
The Sims.
Oh no.
That's a gold standard, actually.
The Sims.
You're setting people on fire.
And you know what the funniest thing is? I mostly build houses. You know, I feel like an architect. But what I end up doing whenever I do like a playthrough, I end up being an artist and not a writer for some reason. I don't know why.
Interesting, because you do both with your comics, right?
I design characters and I can draw, not as well as my penciler, but I can draw. I would consider myself a better writer than I am an artist.
Oh, well, speaking of writing, how do you come up with the stories that you come up with? And what do you think is the hardest part of being a writer?
Dialogue. Easy. The hardest part of being a writer is dialogue. It is the last thing I do.
Is it the interaction between the characters you've created, or just the whole, like a simple monologue of thought that's over top of a character?
It's making it sound like a plausible conversation. That is the hardest part about dialogue for me, right? Because you want to get something across, but you also want it to be read in a way that you would hear the conversation. So I think that's the hardest part, is not making the characters sound robotic or making everyone sound the same. Because even in the written word, characters have a tone and have an identity that you need to make sure you stick to.
Right.
So that is the hardest part about writing. But the rest of your question, you said, what inspires me to write? I think it's...
Yeah, what inspires you? Like what... Well, use the example here, what do you have for the veil workers? Like what inspired you to just, like, what inspires you to come up with certain stories? Is there like an idea you get in your head? Is it, because I know some writers get their ideas, they just go to like a coffee shop and just like watch people and they'll hear a certain conversation.
That's how Marvel started.
Oh, wow.
I'll be watching something. I'll ask myself a question before bed. I'll be playing a video game. Something would sort of spark an idea in my head that I don't know I have yet. I'll go to sleep. I'll have a dream. I'll wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, and I have to write the dream down. And from there, I start to expand upon it. And that's how the Veil Walker actually came to be. I had a dream of a particular scene that happens much further into the story. And I was like, that's unique. It's different. Like, I have to figure out where this came from. And here we are. And don't mind my camera shutting off all the time.
Oh, no, that's okay. We had another guest where that happened to them too. So we're just like, just wait, they'll be back. It's interesting that you say dreams, because that's what I've heard from several other people too, where they have like a diary, and they'll like as soon as they have a dream, they have to write down what it is so they don't forget it, because there's something about being in that dream state where you're just think that you aren't conscious of,
Hmm. So
just here.
I tend to, and this is the weirdest thing. I guess we're getting into my psychology. If there's any psychologists or psychiatrists, whatever it is out there, tell me what this means. So I will have the same dream multiple times,
Mm-hmm.
but then there will get to a point where I would have the dream, but at that point I'm lucid dreaming, so I can control the dream until I wake up. Once I lucid dream, the dream never comes back. It is the weirdest thing. So yeah, that's where a good majority of my stories have come from, and
Hmm.
that's why I have to make sure that once I have that dream, I write it down because I don't want to lose out on that opportunity to really expand upon it. But I did want to answer a question earlier somebody put up. The hardest decision of all time is which Pokemon to go with. It is not that hard. You always go fire
That's a
when
good
you're picking
point.
your starters. You always go fire.
Fire.
Fire. That's it. Just go red.
Since you said Pokemon, I gotta ask, did you see what is it? Pokemon Detective? Did you see that movie?
No.
I admit, I saw it because Ryan Reynolds was in it. I
I,
did.
I skipped it. I am a Pokemon purist. Do not mess
Mm,
with my Pokemon. Pikachu does not
okay.
talk. Uh,
Okay.
I barely accept Meowth talking in the cartoons or the anime. So yeah,
I
That was kind of weird. I will say that. That did look like not quite right. Hey, A2D2.
I, I have a question though.
Oh,
yes.
Are you
before
bothered?
that,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Before that, there's another question. Thoughts on Kingdom Hearts?
Grew up with it, loved it. The oh hey yeah, you had it up. The theme music for the first one was amazing,
Oh my
Mhm.
God, yeah.
right?
Mm,
But it just got so convoluted. I'll tell you the truth. I have the last Kingdom Hearts. What was it, three? I have three on my PS4 behind us,
mm-hmm.
and I got to maybe the Toy Story level, and I just couldn't keep going. There was something about it, and I think it was removing the Final Fantasy characters.
That killed it.
I think that's what
Yeah,
happened for me.
because having them in the same universe, that's just what gave it that just that extra thing, because that normally
It would have happened,
wouldn't happen.
right?
So to have them together, it was just one of the most surreal games to play. And I was telling Fat Steven earlier in the show, I used to play this game with my nephew, and he would like cosplay as Sora. And when I brought him to Disney World, he actually brought his cosplay with him. And I think I have that picture somewhere. Like I took a picture. He actually took a picture with Mickey Mouse.
As Sora,
Hmm.
that's awesome.
With
Like
his Sora cosplay on.
I will say this, I am surprised Disney World has not done like a Kingdom Hearts section to their park. Like I think the amount of fanboys and fangirls and just the amount of Japanese tourists that will travel solely to be able to experience the sort of Kingdom Hearts section of it
Mm-hmm.
would be crazy, you know. Like I would go do it. But yeah, for me it was that. It was once they removed the Final Fantasy characters, I really those are the interactions that I liked. It just it I couldn't keep going. And also I found out that there's no Sephiroth fight in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I was like,
Mm.
there's nothing to strive for. When you're playing Kingdom Hearts, you're playing to be able to go fight and beat Sephiroth, but it wasn't there. So
Yeah, no Disney villains either. Yeah, it didn't work.
hmm
But to go back, I think with I don't know if it was a licensing issue, or it could be that Disney was just too freaking cheap to do it. But I didn't understand that either.
so from my understanding, it's just that Disney didn't want the Final Fantasy characters to be part of the main story because the Final Fantasy characters did end up coming back in the DLC.
Mm.
So it was some weird.
I just know, yeah, I agree with you. It's like they would have made so much money if they would have brought um the whole Kingdom Hearts thing into the parks, because I know people were looking for that kind of merch and they couldn't find it, and it's like it doesn't seem to, or like it doesn't make sense. How come you don't have it?
Can you imagine a life-size Mickey walking around with a Keyblade?
Oh my god.
I
Come
do
on.
that every day on the public transit.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
What? What's
Yeah.
that Keyblade unlock?
My
Oh, Disney
insecurities.
was more involved than Square Enix. That would mix any Disney IT is trash. Can I just tell you? I always go on a riff on that. Their IT is trash. Their game development is trash. It's just
Is it?
it's hard. It is. Let's put it this way. In the IT world, Disney, we just laugh. We
Have you
just freaking laugh.
have you ever worked for IT at Disney?
Not at Disney, but Disney's reputation for how unstable their IT is legendary. Like
Oh,
literally, it's their IT. It's like I tell people whenever they say, "Oh, we're gonna release a new feature or whatever." Like even if they say, "Hey, we're gonna do a release to the Disney Store online, and you can get it at like 12:01 a.m."
sure.
12:01 a.m. happened, stores down.
Hmm.
Stores
Crash.
down. It's hot garbage for so many reasons.
I've only ever been to Disney once in my life. I might go back, who knows? But not a big fan of the park scene. Like waiting hours just to get on a ride. That's horrible. But I
Well, that's
will
why you go
say,
to. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
So that's why you go to Galaxy's Edge. There's no lines there.
Go where?
Galaxy's Edge.
Oh,
There's
that's
nobody
true.
there.
That's
Nobody
true. I
there.
went there. Well, no, there were two lines. There were two lines for
Yeah, one to get out.
Rise to Resistance, so you can get on. Smuggler's Run to say that you did it, and then that's it, and then you're out.
Listen, so what was it? Was it Galaxy's Edge, the new Star Wars ride
Yeah.
where the guy shows up? What's Kylo Ren? Again, I'm
Yeah,
not a huge. I'm probably losing some nerd points here. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Um,
that's okay.
but
Everybody's got their nerd
Neither's Disney.
fiefdom. Yeah.
Neither's
not as this.
Disney.
That's perfect point. Um, but I was actually at Disney the day that ride was first opened
Oh,
because
really?
my friend, that was the one time I went to Disney World,
Hmm.
and my friends were the ones who were like, "Hey, you're coming with us," and I'm like, "Oh, fine, whatever." So we showed up at like 7 o'clock in the morning. We signed
Hmm.
up via the app because at that time you had to sign up through the app to like
Oh, the
get your
virtual queue thing.
you had to get your queue.
Yeah.
And again, we were there at 7 in the morning, and our queue was scheduled for like 4 o'clock. So we had to like mess around the park for hours just to be able to make it to that ride.
Hmm.
I had a question about the lines, though, Lorraine. Wasn't there 3 lines? One for the 2 rides you were talking about, and one for the bar to recover from the 2 lines you waited in?
Yeah, if you could get in. If you could get in, if not, you're just like shoot, just left, went to another part of the park to go and get some drinks.
I will say
It's
this: I don't regret the Avatar ride though.
Now the Avatar ride was hot. I didn't even have you seen the Avatar movies?
I have.
I have not. I keep calling it Dances with Smurfs, but I just wasn't. I did no. I just wasn't into it. However, Pandora in the Animal Kingdom park, go freaking gorgeous. Gorgeous
Hmm.
at night. Love Flights of Passage. I just that ride was awesome. I really did like that. Still
Okay.
don't want to see the freaking movie, but the ride was pretty
Movie's all
cool.
right. I mean, but the fact that the thing is in between your legs and it breathes, man, that's it's something else. It gives you a feeling.
It's very yeah, it's a very immersive ride. Very.
No comment.
Of course. Hey Trey. Of course, for folks who don't know, Trey's going to be on the show on Friday at 12 noon. So we're going to have him on. Of course, it led by James Cameron. He is Imagineer. He was not letting Disney slip on it. Yeah, he had some tight creative control over it, and it shows. It's like J.K. Rowling had such tight control over the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that shows too. That whole thing is authentic as heck.
There have been a few times. I was there the other day, and I legitimately just took my nephew as an excuse, but I really went for the butterbeer.
Oh heck yeah!
I went for the butterbeer.
Butterbeer is amazing. Especially, I like the hot butterbeer. I'm weird. I like the hot butterbeer. That was actually my favorite.
Never tried it.
It's really good.
What is butterbeer? Is it like butterscotch? Is that what it is?
It's like cream soda with like butter rum kind of flavor to it.
It's
So
so
it's
weird,
kind of
so
like a cross
enjoyable.
between that, but it's good, and the lines are like crazy.
Like I don't know why they don't sell it outside of like the parks. Like I really have to pay to get into the park just to go have some butterbeer every couple months.
There's a hack online somewhere for it. Somebody
If
came up with like a butterbeer hack.
if you find it, tell me. Show me.
Okay, I'll have to try it first because I don't want to recommend it and it tastes like crap. But that is one of those was just like, okay, I know I can make this at home probably.
There's a
But
lot of
it is
recipes.
good.
For the butterbeer?
Yeah, let's
Mhm.
Google it right now.
Yeah, I just have to try it out and see if it's see if one is actually worth worth holding on to. Oh my gosh, there's like 20 of you folks have been here like in the chat. Thank you so very much. Please hit that like button and share the stream. We are here with Oasi, and we are talking about his comic, The Veil Walker, which is closing out the 8th. Is that correct?
The
Is
eighth,
it 8th?
yes.
Yes, yes. So get in on this now because it is not going to be in demand once the campaign is over. You're going to get your comic, get all of your perks and everything, and they're heading right into number 2. So that is awesome. You
And don't
said
forget, they rub it in weird places if you request it.
If if you request it, I will.
Yeah, try to keep a straight face after that
I
promo.
can't. I can't.
You can see the perk options for episode 2, for like issue
I
2.
can't.
What body part would you like this issue put on?
I would legitimately make that a perk. It's like, what would you like me to rub on your comic?
Tastes like the butters.
The neighbor's hand.
This is, you know what? This is probably making up for the fact that Dark Council isn't going to be on tonight.
I was just gonna ask Darth Haster, are we talking about what I'm rubbing on the comic books or what?
I think he's talking about the butterbeer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to on my butter beer. That's nasty. You gotta drink that after.
Yes, it does taste like butterscotch cream soda. It does. You can definitely taste that in there. Let's see. See, Disney, what happens when you have creative people working on your park rides, you get amazing experiences. Yeah. Yeah. But you know, they want to drop the money into Disney Plus and not put it in the theme parks that makes the money to fund the movies and Disney Plus, but nah, you know.
I would like to quickly say to Trey, it's not some freak, we're super freak. Just put it out there, bro.
People can bake food based off of Skyrim. They will find a way to make butterbeer. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. As soon as people tasted it, the second thing is like, how can I recreate this at home?
100%. How do I not spend a couple $100 just to come get this?
Exactly.
Why is there no butter beer cheesecake yet?
They probably just haven't done it yet. I know there's butterbeer fudge, which is not good. Skip that. There's butterbeer ice cream, which is very good. I've had that. And then they have the regular one and the frozen one and the hot one. Oh, Soul Assassin, what? No Dark Council. Yeah, no Dark Council because the Dark Council is going to be having their meetup in New York on Saturday. So they have the night off tonight.
Is that a meetup or a hangover?
Probably both.
Okay,
I just told them don't call me for bail money. That's what I said. I said don't freaking call me for bail money.
You got bus fare? No.
I'm sad I'm missing New York Comic Con because we are right in the midst of my book. I was trying to get the book done and printed by the time New York Comic Con came around.
Mm-hmm.
To see if I can get in there, maybe get a table or something.
Yeah.
But, a few days too late.
Oh man.
Next year.
Yeah, next year for sure. Definitely. Definitely. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of let's see. We talked about that. We talked about that. We talked
Have
about
you
the
have you played the
book.
campaign video? We put a lot of work into it.
I have not. Okay, let's roll with this. I haven't seen it. Let me blow it up here.
Alexander Salvador, the Grand Inquisitor, the Veilguard's greatest champion, stands as our only line of defense. This perilous journey will change him forever, and the fate of our world will rest on his shoulders. The dark fantasy will keep you turning the pages for more. Will Alexander be our salvation or our doom?
That is a nice trailer. Who did that for you?
That was actually my editor. My editor not only put it together because he is very well versed in video and videography, but
Hmm.
he also that was his voice. He did the voiceover as well.
That is one of the slickest. Yeah, Tim's talk.
Thank you.
That trailer's fire. That's one of the slickest trailers I've ever seen. So props
Thank
to
you.
your editor because that is hot. I
I,
got to put that on Twitter.
thank you. No, I constantly give him props, and I'm like, yo, he is the heart and soul. He is my editor, my co-writer. He is the wall I bounce ideas off of, and he put videos like that together. So there's nothing that man isn't doing for Oasi Comics.
So
We are very very happy to have him, and yeah, I hope
so
I don't wear him out too soon.
so is your Ash catching to your Pikachu?
He's catching sun.
What? I'm not used to the
Oh,
host making a joke like that. I was like, oh,
over everyone's head.
Yeah.
I'm 2D. What do you want from me?
No, yeah. He is more like my. Let me see. He is more like my
Don't say
Vegeta to.
Squirtle.
He's more like my Goku to my Vegeta. He is Goku
Nice.
and I am Vegeta.
Everyone wants to be Vegeta.
Come on, man. He's got a
You gotta deal
millionaire
with
baby
Bulma,
sugar
though.
mama.
You
She
gotta
is a
deal with Bulma.
millionaire sugar mama. What else do you want? He stays at home. He trains and beats it up all day. He's good to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Let
I
me be Vegeta.
am I am never gonna get caught up with Dragon Ball Z ever, so I'm not.
Yet he's always
I
pining
haven't.
over Goku.
I haven't. I
All the
haven't. I haven't. I haven't started.
You should.
That's
Yeah.
what people tell me, but I'm just like, how many
Pic-
episodes is there?
Picture like 20 different Jason Momoas shirtless, all battling it out, then powering up.
Okay, now I have seen that because my nephew was into Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, what are you watching?
Like, who is
Who's
that?
that? What do you get? I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued. Okay.
Why is it taking 20 minutes for him to power up like a light bulb? What's going on here?
Is that
A
the one where
Kamehameha.
the fights last like a whole episode or like 3 episodes or something like that?
The funniest thing is Frieza said that Planet Namek will blow up in 5 minutes,
Hmm.
and it took Planet Namek 9 episodes to blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Mind
Well,
you,
that's because it was the Zack Snyder slow mo variants. That's why.
that's what it was.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. Everyone dies. And what, in Dragon Ball? No.
I don't think it happens in Dragon Ball.
Nah, not
No,
everyone
just
dies.
Disney properties. No.
Yeah.
That's a typo. He meant every Disney property dies. That's what he meant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they certain aren't. Oh God, they certain are killing everything. Spirit bombs take like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, he has to take all the spirit energy from all the people across the world just sticking their hands up in the air like they just don't care. It's true.
Yeah, no, but it's great tension building,
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Disney properties that died, Mulan. I will be the first to admit that no matter how weird this makes me look, Mulan was one of my favorite movies of all time, and I cannot believe what they did to it with the live action.
Dude, Mulan has to be my second favorite. I call it Disney Princess because it's in that category. Second one. First one was Aladdin. Okay. They did a
Thank you.
live action version and oh God, it was just disgusting. Okay.
That
So
blue Will Smith gets Smurfy.
I just couldn't. So I have this piece of artwork that I love. Because it's one artist, she just like redid all the Disney princesses. So this one's like Jasmine. I freaking love Jasmine. Loved Aladdin. That was my favorite. They did a live action version. It was horrible. Mulan was the second one. And God, that was so freaking bad. I was upset.
I am reverse. Mulan is my favorite. Aladdin is my second favorite. I was never a big Lion King fan.
I would never was. I liked the music. That was about it. But my nephew forced me to watch that movie so freaking much. I can't. I have a really bad reaction to it because he just watched it over and over and over again. It was pretty good. I actually liked the story, but it wasn't like I could sit and watch it over and over again like
I'm a bit of a
Aladdin or
I'm a bit of
Mulan.
a pansy. That Mufasa scene always gets to me.
Oh, it's supposed to.
So I mean,
It's supposed to, especially shoot James Earl Jones. I say this in quotes, James Earl Jones dying, that was pretty sad. But yeah, even speaking of Mulan, this is what's even worse. So Disney has this fireworks show over at Epcot called Harmonious. Okay, so they have a scene from Mulan, all right, where they actually play the music from Reflection. Do you think they got Christina Aguilera to sing that?
how no?
Mm-mm.
You know how much money that would cost them?
Mm-mm. Half
They
of it
did.
was in Mandarin and the other half was in English, and it sounded horrible.
They barely wanted to pay Scarlett Johansson. You think they're gonna pay for Christina Aguilera to sing that?
It's ridiculous.
That's Disney for you.
Yeah. Lion King 2. Lion King 2 was okay. Lion King 1.5. I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would. And it's probably because of Nathan Lane in it.
I don't remember Lion King 2. I remember Aladdin, King of Thieves. That was fun.
The series was good too.
Yeah. The Aladdin series was good too. Yeah.
For those who do not know, Jackie Chan voiced Shang in the Chinese dub in the original. Really?
Wait, time out. Was Jackie in the Mulan?
Well,
No,
yes, he was.
No, this was the Chinese dub.
Oh.
So it wasn't like he did Shang's voice in the original Mulan animated. When they dubbed it for Chinese audiences, he did the dub voice.
You know what I was wondering? I was having this discussion the other day. How would the song "I'll Make a Man Out of You" fly in today's environment?
I will make a pronoun out of you.
That may be the only way around it. And I was really pissed they did not have any musical numbers in
Didn't they do it to appease China, and then China was like, we don't like it anyways?
No, it sucked. It's just like they're trying to see if they can make a movie better than the Chinese theater. It's like, no, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
So why not? It's like, why even try? What's so funny is China actually enjoyed the animated Mulan movie more so than the live action one. Yeah, because the live action one sucked.
I don't know where this lady with powers came out of. Oh, she was a witch.
Is that they brought up the sister? Nobody cared about the sister. I don't remember the sister in the original Mulan at all.
And I think the guy that she starts to like could no longer be her boss because it was like
no Shang. I was like, no. Without him, I'm really not interested because that just made them. I don't know why they made it uncomfortable. Well, maybe it is because they didn't want to, the whole wham power thing. They didn't want to actually have that relationship show up again in the live action version, which was crap because that was one of the great parts of the original.
Yeah, and Shang, I believe Shang was a little bi. Didn't he start liking her before he thought that she was a girl?
Possibly. I said, okay.
They were being what's the word I'm looking for?
Flirty?
No, they were being groundbreaking way back then. Shane was liking a guy. Well, at least someone he thought was a guy. So whatever.
Guy had a badunkadunk, right? So
You actually said that.
I don't get to say. I turned off the camera and put on the avatar so I can say badunkadunk. I get once a month to say weird shit.
Once a
That's also a lie.
Once a month. That's you got a quota.
No, I got a once a month quota that I won't get fired.
Well, folks, please do back the Veil Walker. Definitely support independent creators. You know, I love having them on the show. Oasi, thank you so much for being on our show today. We're gonna make sure all the social media plus the campaign is in the description box of the video, so you guys can please go and check that out. So are there any other appearances you have coming up on YouTube?
Yeah, tomorrow I'll tell you guys, hold on, I got a calendar over there. Tomorrow, I can't see who I have tomorrow, but on Thursday I am back on B-Rose at 10. I'm sorry, Wednesday. I'm back on B-Rose at 10. Is it Thursday? The 7th. Is the 7th Thursday?
The 7th is a Thursday. Yes.
The 7th is a Thursday. So yes, at 10 p.m. Eastern, I am on B-Rose, and at 11, I am on with Bancroft. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
Right. Trying to get Mandy to close out my stream. Let's see if she responds to me. She's a little busy.
You know what? I got her on the bat phone.
Like what?
Let's set her up.
I got her on the bat phone. I'll say, hey, I gotta hook our boy up.
Let's do it. And I will send all of you body pillows.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome one. Definitely consider backing. Yes, he's been a very interesting guest. Gotta have you on again when you drop this second one.
I will be on your show or on anything you want me to be as many times as you want, whenever you want.
Oh, thank you. Okay, all right, yeah, all right. You got me blushing again. All right, so
and if you want to send any samples to take out to have testers, you just send them my way. I'll do something.
Man.
I'll send them your way.
I want all free stuff. I'm grifting right now.
No, you're moving in. You're moving in. You'll
yeah, I'm moving in. Great. I'm gonna have to wear a French maid outfit and never make eye contact and be really weird.
I enjoy the eye contact.
Oh, me too. It makes me shiver. I got nothing. I'm out.
Oh, folks, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
This stream was brought to you by Badunkadunk, because I only get to say it on this show.
You're so lucky. I like you, Fat Steve.
I have a resume if anyone wants.